John, Thursday, 21st August 2014. Just a message to the owners of 61 Cook Street, Simon Roundtree and James Brown. You've probably seen what's happening to that land block since 2009, before you bought it, that there was a problem with it, which was not disclosed to you by Bailey's Real Estate and the lawyers, Mark Hornibrook and Andrew MacDonald, which you'll find was a problem with them and the Land Information Office, the Land Register General, not including our names on the title before it got discharged and sold by Douglas Rikard Bell. I just want to explain to you what happened, why we're seizing the property as the original landlords. In real estate, on the conveyancing instruments, they come under the Government of Wellington, which is New South Wales government. These titles here in Auckland were seized by the British government in Westminster. That's where we're operating from under King William IV Admiralty jurisdiction. You'll find that the titles that the government, John Key, and the Governor General, Jerry Matiparai Andrews, are now in a serious position as far as the Queen is concerned, as she's now a convicted criminal felon by default of her position as the Queen of England. No longer is she there in that role, because on the 16th of July 2008 she signed the Lisbon Treaty, which in fact put the sovereignty into the European Union Parliament, where she is now. And then George said, George is one of the professors, George Lees, L-E-E-S, is a professor in London, familiar with us and what we're doing. He said that the Queen has cleaned out the HM Treasury. That means all the gold, the money, and everything amassed in our trust that Queen Victoria set up for us in 1844. And her uncle, King William IV, put the Admiralty law together for everyone who went through the Commonwealth and settled on lands, the same way as this land here in Auckland. It's under that title, the Manukau Land Company in Glasgow, Scotland. Okay, so those are the titles we're sitting on, the original titles with the old names on it, Parapara, Manukau. And the Wanoa is in that mix as well with Moai. Moai's here, the statue in Auckland. That's the Mana Whenua memorial of this land, and standing in London, memorial to this earth. Okay, so I just want to let you two know, Simon Roundtree and James Brown, that there is a legal problem with the title, and that you must go and see your lawyer, who'll call up my lawyer, Yu Ta Ek Choi, okay, South Korean lawyer, notary public and Queen's Counsel. He represents us to Britain, to the High Court of Admiralty Court, the highest court in the world, and Judge David Lindsay Mackey. It's got our complaint there about that land title. You'll see it on Facebook with Doug Rikard Bell's face there. It'll never be removed. And everybody else's name, including John Key's name, and the Queen, and the Governor General's, in the box. When their name is in the box with their photo, they cannot remove it. So, you can't get in contract with us. As if you do, then you'll end up in the box. Okay, so I'm saying you better get your money back for that block of land, the whole title, the 2.9 hectares of land. Get your money back from your lawyers, because they're in trouble with us. And McDonald and Hornbrook is in trouble with us. And our corporation company, Ngā Tuaiwa Aotea Limited Company, and Moai Crown Federal State Company, and Moai Powerhouse Group London Company, private contract company. You're in trouble with that under these Admiralty law. Okay, court martials will be taking over investigations, tied in with our CIB Detective Inspector Gary Davey. Okay, and that's all our files being transferred from Otahu. Philip Taylor, he been looking after our case for that, and also the other case in London that we had before that, fraud case. So this is a fraud case that won't go away. It won't go away. It's on Facebook in front of over 1 billion people at a time. And so far, no one has responded to us, our affidavits, to challenge it or refute it. Because if you refute this affidavit on that block of land, then you have to go to London. It's going to cost you a lot of money to go through the Admiralty Court, because all these lands here in New Zealand come under King William Admiralty Court Martial law. And our flag, the Confederation flag, which is the authority for all these titles that have been put together in this country. That flag there, okay, that's what I'm saying. This flag here should be flying here. So we've got some of our new member in England to take that flag into Westminster. And we're writing to David Cameron, Prime Minister, and Philip Hammond, the Secretary of State, Foreign Affairs and Commonwealth, to recognise this flag. King William is David Cameron's ancestor. Okay, he's a direct descendant of King William, yet this flag is not up. And over here in Wellington, so this is the authority that got the Bank of England and got immigrants onto these land blocks. Okay, so that's what I want to tell you, you two. This is directed to you, that the CIB here in Auckland will be looking at their case, that case now with us, and it's been there since 2009. So I'll tell you where the problem is, Simon and James. The little road that's running through that property is a Crown Road. What happened was Douglas Rikard Bell engineered. He was the designer of transferring the title interests of the investors for 300 million into the little road, which was redundant, by the way. That property was sold as one title, including that road, as a one title sale and lease. So there was a lease and the title of the land sold. And that is Crown land. All these lands in Auckland are straight Crown lands to England, not to the Maryland Court and the New South Wales Queen side. So you've got the Queen, Wellington, John Key, government, and the King of England through us and the chiefs at Te Tii Marae, Waitangi, who I represent as their legal advocate for these land titles right through the country. Right through this country, because the British seized all your titles, New South Wales titles, and reissued them under second-hand titles here, and that's one of them, under the Manukau Land Company, real estate company in Glasgow, Britain. Okay, so that's the problem. They cannot come up with whose title they got it off, so no one can produce that. You can forget about Apihai Te Kawau and Tamaki and all the rest of them, because they are not on the title. to Britain. Only their title in Wellington, which is the government in exile. We have a government straight to Britain where you got on this land through our flag, through this flag of the Confederation of Chiefs. Okay, so we're going to seize the property because they forgot to put out, well, they didn't forget, but they failed to put our caveat over that property before you bought it. Right? So that was illegal in the law on the land transfer, 1952 Land Transfer Act. They failed to include our name on the title as a title interest, even though we had no financial interest. They had to put where they got it from. And so we are going to seize the place because of the mistake. And we're going to take over next week. And we want to tell you in this video and come and see you, give you a notice, 72 hours, because you had plenty of time to go and sort it out. It's not your fault, but you must leave the property. The police can't get involved as a third party. Okay, the first party is us. The other party is Douglas Rikard Bell, who sold it to you. He's the one in trouble. And whatever happens, whoever's connected to that title is caught up in it. You're caught up in that title. There's a $5 billion bounty on it at the moment, okay, including the Land Register General, Robert Meir, who transferred that land while I had an interest on it, a caveat, registered, paid for through the land information. They rejected it. They rejected my caveat, okay, with our Manukau's name on it, Wanoa name, Moai name, and the rest of what we had. They rejected it as if we're not there, right? It would become a court matter now in the British courts because these British titles, like I said, you can never get past that title. So that's not our problem. You'll have to go and sort it out with the Crown in Wellington, and we want you off the property. There will be a trespass notice on it, 72 hours to clear off. The notice will come out on Monday, Tuesday. So we're putting a notice to Cameron in Britain, Hammond, Secretary of State, Foreign Affairs, and Commonwealth. The Commonwealth covers here as the Commonwealth. The Queen is gone. Don't forget, she's gone. She's got fraud now in the World Court, and anyone as accessories to her in that block of land is under her title in Wellington. We're seizing the whole lot of her titles and the trust to where all that money goes for occupying the land. You'll be removed because we're removing the right to send money to the Queen as of next week when the 72 hours notice expires to the Prime Minister of Britain, UK, David Cameron. He's already had notice for 6 weeks now, and he has not refuted our affidavit, and that's all it's going to take, an affidavit. You can't refute it. There's no need to go to court because the court is of a lower jurisdiction than King William. Okay, the King is everything. So Aaron Pascoe is the criminal senior detective sergeant of criminal investigations in Auckland that led the Tuhoi raids. He used our Admiralty law or an Admiralty law on Tuhoi and failed, right? They apologized, went there, paid them out for the mistake. We don't want him making a mistake on this block of land, so there was no need for you to ring the police because they'll come out with the same answer. They cannot get involved with a private contract between us and the person that sold that land to you illegally, okay? So don't you get in a contract with us because it will cost you on top of that as well. So I suggest you go and get your money back, Simon Roundtree and James Brown, from your lawyers who sold the land with the conveyancing instruments that cannot go over King William's mortgage documents, okay, foreclosure mortgage documents. We are the ones that created the mortgage documents on the dock and in the courts of Admiralty, okay, for all the bank loans and all the conveyancing instruments are made through King William IV. jurisdiction. Okay, so we can cancel them any time, which is what I'm doing. And this government will be stopped because they've got no queen or sovereignty to send the money for the occupation of these lands. And we do one title, just that one, and take it back. Take that land back, because you have nowhere to pay but us. Those tenants will remain on the property to pay into the Moai Crown Trust. Okay, the federal state Crown Trust with Britain. They are our partners, British government in Westminster. We're taking all the paedophiles out of there. I'm going there as head trustee to take the trustee's position off the Queen and the other 3 trustees, Prince Andrew and the King and Queen of Spain, will be removed from the trust where the gold is, 750,000 metric tons, and the land, 66 million acres, and all her wealth will be seized and printed on the pound note against you debtors. So if you put up a fight against us, the landowners, the legal landowners, under this commercial trading bank lien levy instrument of legal title, then you will get printed in money against your names on that block of land with the others. Okay, so we've got Robert Muir, transfer of land. Robert Endrell, the Surveyor General, forged the title from the little road, right, and brought it back to life. Put the survey of that title from Australia onto Seymour, I think it is, Sutherland's name, forged it, put it on the little road, which was a Crown Road, right? The Maori Council supposed to be the ones to see all the roads in New Zealand are Crown roads, right? They're supposed to see the Maori Council before they touch that road, right? So they think they got away with it. No, that should have gone through the Maori Council, who's in charge of those roads. Okay, so they sold that road and transferred the 11 investors, put them into the road, then discharged the title, then sold the land to you too. Okay, so I'm just telling you where the fraud is. That's the fraud that I'm telling the CIB, a Serious Fraud Office, how that land block was sold illegally and fraudulently, the same way as all the rest of these land blocks in Auckland. I'm here on Tapora Street. The same has happened on these land blocks. That's why I'm here. I'm here to investigate every single title in Auckland on the British titles. And now the Queen has gone out of Westminster. They have no sovereignty, Queen, because she's gone into the New World Order to try and take over the whole world. Well, Russia and China have just told them, go to hell, okay, because they've got their own money and their own authority over the New World Order and Obama and the dirty Queen. Okay, that's the Queen is yours. The Queen is your side and your Bar Association. Okay, we're up against the bar at the moment because we're doing our court online as a King's Court in the High Court of Admiralty in London. You'll see it on Facebook, the High Court of Admiralty court bench right there in front of everybody, and the judge there, Judge Mackey, and you'll see Hammond there, and the Secretary of State, as he was, the Defence, and you'll see Sir George Zambalis for the Navy, and you'll see Nicholas Horton, the Defence Army. Okay, you see them there. Those are our partners. Okay, those are our partners. Now the Queen is gone. She's separated herself from Westminster and left a big gap there, and we're moving straight in there. Okay, we're moving there to replace her. And here, the authority from Westminster is here, still here as it is. So this is linked to them, and I just clear the matter up, and before we take it next week, we'll be leaving those tenants there, and they can pay for the occupation of those lands to us. They can become members if they want to, and join Moai Crown, federal state, and the 250 countries in the world that we're splitting up all that wealth, 970 million trillion pound note gold bullion amongst 250 countries and all the members who join us. That's a real fact that we're telling you today. You too. We can help you to get your money back, but that's your choice. But we are taking over the property, and our lawyers will be told. You can get your lawyer to call our lawyer, Y-O-U, Taek, T-A-E-K, Choi, C-H-O-I, Notary Public in Auckland here, and talk to him, okay? Because it's a waste of time trying to go to court, it's a waste of money, because they have less jurisdiction than us. And the police know that, and police commissioner couldn't answer, Peter Marshall, he's left. Now it's Mike Bush. So Mike Bush, if you're watching this video and you're men in Auckland, I'm just telling you a true story of where we stand as the king. I'm talking for the king here. And Matt Taylor, he's the King Arthur, he's in London looking after our business there. Okay, we've got a company there, 2 companies there, Moai Powerhouse Group and Moai Crown Federal State. Okay, operating there and operating here, and 250 Moai Crown companies. Okay, that's we're going to print the pound note off and pay the British military and our affiliated companies and governments in those countries that join us to pay them to come here and set themselves up. Okay, so they'll be here taking orders from the king. I'm speaking for King William IV. Okay, till we get our new king in. Can be HRH, Prince Regent Jeff Foley, Lord High Constable, Magistrate of Lord Hayden Castle in Wales. Okay, so he's set up to go straight into Westminster with us and Matt Taylor. He's got a challenge to the monarchy, crown as well. Michael Hastings passed away, so that he's on my Facebook as well. But unfortunately, I missed out on him. So there we go. You too. Watch out for the notice that I'll bring around. See you. And we're going to clear the matter up next week, because I've got to go to Westminster straight away after that. I'm giving John Key notice, because come election time, you might not be there in government. Okay, because we have the power to, in Britain, and Westminster to change everything here. All right, because they are naughty boys. They're naughty to have all the racket going on with Judith Collins, the Minister of Police, in trouble, looking after themselves and not the people. Okay, so we're going to step in. We have the right, the legal right, to take our land back, to change the government, and to do what we think best for the people of this country and the world, for that matter. So, okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you later, and see you again. It's a very nice day today outside, and I just want to show you what it's like, and that's what it's like there. You see, it's a very clear day, very clear, and blue skies. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll spot you later, and see you again.